Hello everybody, welcome to this video. So excited to be with you today. In this video, I'll be briefly talking about some different types of prostate cancers and how to think about the prostate. Don't run away looking at this because I know it's kind of weird looking, but essentially I just wanted to orient you to the anatomy of the prostate and why this is kind of important to think about grossly. So of course you have your bladder, or superior to the prostate, and then you have your prostate sitting underneath the bladder with the urethra running through it. And then when you're doing cross sections of the prostate, you'll get those cross sections of the urethra as well. And then you also have important structures coming off. So you have the vas deferens, and then you have the seminal vesicles as well. And these are on the posterior side of the prostate, so that's important to keep in mind as well. And then another important thing to remember is that the base is actually this up here, and then the apex is kind of on the bottom of the prostate. And so that's just the basic anatomy of the prostate. And so when we think about prostate malignancies, the first thing that obviously is going to probably come to mind is going to be Gleason scoring. So you can have different groups. So there's groups 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's moving from a more well differentiated, poorly differentiated carcinoma. So the first group is going to be small uniform glands. The second group is going to be more stroma between the glands, and then with the third group you have a more infiltrative pattern. And then as you go further down, you have fewer and fewer glands. So grade 4 would be irregular masses of carcinoma with rare glands, and then grade 5 is going to be lack of or occasional presence of glands, and then sheets of tumor. And then when we think about different types of adenocarcinomas, there's two primary types in the prostate: acinar and ductal. Acinar being the more common one, and then we also have something called intraductal carcinoma as well. So I'm just going to zoom in here. First we have acinar adenocarcinoma. So this is going to be marked by irregularly shaped glands, and then sometimes you can also see intraluminal basophilic secretions, also known as blue mucin. The patterns for acinar include medium-sized glands, small-sized glands, diffuse cell infiltration, cribriform pattern, and glomeruloid, which is a newer pattern that's been defined. Squamous metaplasia is uncommon but often associated with carcinoma. Immunohistochemistry, prostate markers are going to be NKX 3.1, PSA, and PSAP. And then you can also use high molecular weight cytokeratins, P63 and or GATA3 as a kind of combination stain. And then in terms of molecular, the important one to remember is TMPRSS2 ERG fusion. And then you can also have a loss of P10, and then other genes that can be altered are ETV1, ETV4, and ETV5. And then just remember that the TMPRSS2 gene is 21q, I don't know, 21q, just ignore that, sorry, just remember 21q, I can't read my own handwriting here. So the next thing is going to be intraductal carcinoma. So intraductal carcinoma is associated with a poor prognosis. Essentially, it's kind of like DCIS in the breast. So the definition is going to be malignant cells filling large prostatic acini or ducts. And then you're going to have partial preservation of the basal layer, forming solid/dense cribriform patterns, either that or loose cribriform or micropapillary patterns with marked atypia, so nuclear size 6 times greater than normal, or non-focal cometonecrosis. And then lastly, briefly here, we have ductal adenocarcinoma as well, which is considered more aggressive than acinar adenocarcinoma. Classically, and I guess for boards, it can be associated with periurethral location. And then microscopically, what you're going to see is papillary or cribriform architecture lined by columnar pseudostratified malignant epithelium. So I hope that that helps. Just as a quick other thing too is when I was going through Rose eyes, there are definitely some mimickers that you can have for prostate, and that includes florid hyperplasia, atrophy, basal cell hyperplasia, clear cell hyperplasia, sclerosing adenosis, radiation changes, and then also extramedullary hematopoiesis. You can also have different types of carcinomas, which I didn't discuss in great detail, but there's a bunch listed here, and I won't go through all of those, but there are other ones that you should be aware of. And then another, in terms of just general prostate things, another few disease entities to be aware of is benign prostatic hyperplasia, otherwise known as nodular hyperplasia. And you can sometimes see a stromal nodule. You can also have prostatitis, which can be important, and then malakoplakia. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.